we'll do stuff.
Do stuff. All right, so I'm here with Olivia. We're gonna talk about her label, which is Quick Pickle Records. Yeah, Olivia, tell me about yourself, about your what you do as a musician, and maybe like why you decided you wanted to start Quick Pickle.
Sure. I am Olivia. I've been
Cool.
a musician for, I mean, everybody's a musician when they start playing. I've been like playing out and recording and releasing music for about 10 years, maybe a little bit more now. I started doing it in college when I had like a college band and started songwriting more. And over the years, just decided I wanted to try to do it professionally. So I released a couple of solo recordings, like an EP and an album under my name, Olivia Aubrey. And the last one I released, I wanted to release it under a label as a separate kind of from my own music, I guess, separate from myself. And I decided to start Quick Pickle just because I don't know. I started that because I wanted to release my own music, and also because I saw a lot of friends making really amazing albums that I thought weren't getting enough attention.
Mm-hmm.
And also I think it's a small indie label is a really cool way to like build a little cohesive community, just because I think the music scene can feel really fractured sometimes. So I think it's cool to create little like pods where you can, I don't know, kind of see some cohesion a little bit more than just like there's like thousands of bands, and if we can kind of like cluster them as, you know, friend groups or however people feel like doing it, I think it's a cool way to like get organized in the music scene a little bit. So that's kind of why I started it, just to like help out friends release stuff and to release my own. And yeah, we're releasing, so far I've just released my own label or my own record on it,
Mm-hmm.
but I will be releasing a couple of friends' albums coming up. Not just because they're friends, they're also incredible musicians, so I'm really excited to help them kind of put a little bit more into the releases. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Very cool. Sweet. Yeah, I mean, I think it's still like a new label in my eyes,
It's
like
very young.
up and coming. Um, yeah, that's sweet. Can you tell us about the next release?
I can. Yeah. It's I feel like there's a lot of nepotism right now, so sorry about that, but it's for my own bandmate.
It's how it's
Dan
just like the
Dan
nature of
Clee.
the music scene, honestly.
I know. But yeah, I'm helping Dan Clee release his upcoming EP called Ogres. And it's a really cool EP, and Dan's always been one of my favorite songwriters. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he and I have played music together for 10 years. So it
Dan's
feels
awesome.
he's awesome. Yeah, he's an incredible multi-instrumentalist and songwriter and lyricist, and he tends to, on his recordings, like write and play everything and engineer and mix, which is so much work, and he does such an incredible job. So he in particular is someone I've always collaborated with, and also really thought that he should have some more attention and support with
Mm-hmm.
his music. So yeah, his EP is really good. I'm excited to have it be the first like artist on it that is not just me.
Uh-huh.
and and yeah, I don't know. Well, you know, it's very small, and I think there's no real like drive behind it besides like working with your friends to help them have good releases. So
Mhm.
yeah.
That's awesome. How do you like what does Quick Pickle do in terms of like helping people? Because I think there's a lot of like mystery behind like what labels do and like why people start labels and why people work
Yeah.
with labels. But obviously they're like just a great tool like as a network and a community of people that you can like just be like, hey, I'm working on this demo, like can I email it to you, like stuff like that. That's fun. But like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like what do you do, what are some of the skills that you have that you feel like you've developed, because you've been uh obviously been a musician playing shows and releasing music for a long time, and like yeah, what are some of the things you do as like a part of running a label?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think also one of the things that I really want to maybe do with this, we'll see where it goes, is like really demystify the music industry and put a lot of like names on things, because there is a lot of gatekeeping in the music industry and in local music scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of like privacy and secrecy, I feel like, around things that definitely doesn't need to be that way. And I feel like
Yeah.
from my experience in a couple of the other fields that I've worked in, there's a lot of like reaching out and collaborating and making things known of how to do things. And I think that does happen in the music industry, but because it's such a there's not there's not always enough money in it. And I think because of that, there's a lot of like um, holding your cards close to your chest kind of situations. And one thing I hope that, you know, over the years, if as this little label does things, is yeah, I would like to really like open up that communication around how the music industry works and um, why labels can and cannot be good. I know there's a lot of discussion about, you know, what are they for and why we're in the 21st century. And I think a lot of people think or wonder, you know, if you do, and you don't really need a label.
Yeah.
There, you know, there's so much that artists can do on their own anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And most artists that I know that get to like a mid-level point, I feel like they often get there not because they had a label doing stuff for them the whole time, but because they were doing a lot of things and a label stepped in to take over a couple of aspects of work that they were already doing.
Yeah.
And so, and that's kind of what I want Quick Pickle to do. And
Mm-hmm.
as much as I like being an artist and songwriting and stuff, I actually really enjoy the other part of it of, you know, distribution and releasing and stuff. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's fun, just kind of weird, but
No, I
um,
think it's fun too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's what Quick Pickle will do,
Mm-hmm.
is help artists get connected with a distributor.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there's a lot of different ways to distribute your music these days, but we're working with um, a distributor in Portland who basically connects us with better distribution. Um,
Cool.
yeah, and that's mostly digital, but I think it depends on how big an artist is, if they have a following. If you know, if you're on the more local side, then you don't really need big distribution because
Mm-hmm.
why send your album to a record shop in Florida when no one in Florida is going to go pick it up unless you
Yeah,
have like a really, really big family in Florida.
true.
So anyway, so that's what I'd like to do is I got to work with the Orchard distribution for my last album, and
Hmm.
I think working with them can be kind of helpful
Hmm.
to, you know, give artists a little bit of a leg up and where the music ends up in a streaming service.
Hmm.
And that, and then I also, you know, have done a lot of my own booking and like
Hmm.
tour management, and have also done a lot of my own PR and have worked with a couple PR firms, and taking that knowledge and experience and kind of synthesizing everything that I've learned and picking like the best release strategy for an artist, just depending on like what they're trying to do.
Hmm.
And so, and I think a lot of people are like, I want to work with a label and like all of a sudden explode into, you know, having a huge audience and stuff. And
Yeah.
that doesn't really, even with bigger labels, that doesn't happen as much anymore for
Yeah.
independent artists. It's much more it's kind of a day and night job, just like any other job,
Hmm.
where there's a lot of legwork and administrative work and touring and stuff. So that's another thing, is also taking that experience and kind of breaking down what it mean, like what does it mean to like be a working musician in the 21st century, and like make it work if you want that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's so much more like nuanced than people think, I feel like.
yeah, and I think a lot of people think, and this is true, I guess some big labels like do have um like an umbrella services where they're like, oh look, we've got a tour managing service and a booker and blah 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 blah. But most labels don't have that. Most labels are
Yeah.
just small and just kind of work directly with artists to um kind of do more of the administrative stuff for them so that they can focus on writing and touring.
Can artists like looking for advice or to work with Quick Pickle like message you on Instagram? I guess let's do a little plug. Can they message you? Can they email you?
Yeah.
How can people get in touch with Quick Pickle, this cool up and coming new record label in Portland?
Um, well, they can, yeah, find the Instagram, which is quick_pickle_records.
Mhm.
And I think I set up a Gmail, but I haven't looked at it in a while.
Cool. So
So,
DMs.
but
Okay,
you can like,
I'll put it in the
yeah, you
video.
can do the whole slide into the DMs thing. That's great.
Awesome.
Um, or you can, I'm really old fashioned. I'm like a total old woman. And if you want to like send me a letter, I now
Oh,
have like an official Quick Pickle PO box that I feel
oh,
really
cute.
excited about.
That's awesome.
Um,
Maybe I can put the
and I
address at
think
the
that
bottom of the screen when I edit it.
yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Cool.
It's PO box 309,
Okay.
Willamina, Oregon 97396.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it's, I guess we're based in Portland, but I live in like rural Oregon right now. So that's where all of our mail goes, to
Sweet.
a PO box. Little.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
yeah, check it out. I don't know.
Well, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
thanks for the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, this was great. And we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank
Maria.
you.